Good morning, gamers, and we are here with Moist Critical, and clearly a moderator, a Reddit moderator, came under fire for or at least being exposed for power tripping. So let's get right into it.
Things in life as pathetic as being a proud Reddit moderator. It's a position that attracts the most insufferable hoity-toity dweebs like moths to a flame, and it bestows upon them the tiniest sliver of power, just barely above like a
Yeah,
middle school hall monitor, and somehow that immediately goes to their heads and corrupts their already ugly soul, leading to the most embarrassing meltdowns and just outrageous power trips over nothing. And this is a stereotype that's existed for a while, and it seems like it's just the truth of being a Reddit mod. Like, this is just the sad reality of the people that take up that man.
look, so many mods, even Discord moderators. Just like Discord moderators are very interesting because they will ban you for something that's like in your bio. It's like most people are not gonna look at your bio. Like the average person in that community is not gonna click on your profile, then click on your bio to read your bio and say, "I'm offended." Like unless it's something like egregiously offensive. But I mean, bro, I've seen where like people get banned for having like Jesus is king or something like that. It's like you have to be some kind of very overly sensitive person to sit there and say, not only am I offended, but I'm gonna report you to the Discord like moderator community. Like it's like you can easily just move on with your life. You know what I'm saying? Like if they're not outright attacking you or being absolutely discriminatory to you, stop reading in people's bios. I feel like if people did like something like look into a lot of people's history and see like, if you could see like digital footprints or like um have they ever like stolen something, you would see that a lot of people have done something not very approvable by society in their history of like living in, especially living in America. Like, whatever.
They think of themselves as fucking Batman, but what they actually are is the goddamn box ghost from Danny Phantom. Anyway, though, I'm blasting that ass with some new
Oh
hotness here.
man,
A brand
Nightwing is
new
gonna come
hot
over and hit you with the
meltdown courtesy of
batons.
r slash art. It is a pretty fascinating one, and also not its first rodeo. The r slash art subreddit's got some hostile mods. So I'm gonna go over the most recent one from I think it was yesterday, and then I also want to give you a little, blast from the past from a previous instance where one of these mods went nuts. But this one I think is quite special. So what happened is there's an artist named Hayden Clay who
Okay.
posted his art on the subreddit. It got very popular, and in the comments he was
Oh, that's fire, bro. Hold on. A little different, I'm not gonna lie.
replying to somebody asking for more information about his work, and he mentioned that you can find my work here, and there's also some prints available too. Just a very quick reply.
Ah, Prince. Prince. That that does definitely tell you a lot, doesn't it? It's probably gonna be along the lines of can't do that shit. And then it's gonna be along the lines of I'm gonna threaten your entire digital footprint.
Reply to a nice comment. And one of the rules of the subreddit is you can't be like self promoting your work, so you can't be like
Yup.
advertising prints or anything. So because he used the word prints, it got the whole post removed.
If you're on Reddit, you would know that almost on every one of those communities, they say that you cannot self promote yourself or self promote some shit, right?
Just blasted to the
Just saying.
shadow realm. They smited it. So Hayden Clay was pretty upset, so he messaged the mod about it, trying to get further clarity, and maybe he could try and find a way out of this pickle here because he felt it was unjust. There you can see the comment that got him banned. I have a whole mini series called Clear.
Alright, what does it say? Hold on. Can you you can't see the top. Okay, there we go. Clearly, it says note from the moderators. You know, context, sub rules, sidebar, site rules, cat. Right. This comment may have fully or partially contributed to your ban. I have a whole mini series called Clear Boundaries with prints available. Jesus. If you have a question regarding your ban, you can contact the moderator team by replying to this message. Reminder from the Reddit admin team: if you use another account to circumvent this community ban, you probably will get banned again, right? Something like that. Are you seriously banning me for giving more information on my work? No, I banned you for breaking our rules, but I can remove all your old posts as well if you'd like. Now you're just being a dickhead with this last comment. This is like, what do you mean as well if you'd like?
Boundaries with prints available. Just a very offhanded remark about having prints available, and it was removed because of that. So he said, "Are you seriously banning me for giving more information on my work? No, I banned you for breaking our rules. But I can also remove all your old posts as well if you'd like." Oh man, this guy's no nonsense, tough as nails. You don't tussle with the muscle. R/art mod.
On
Oh,
goodness.
brother, watch out. He's
Oh,
coming down with the iron fist. This is so fucking silly. So, like I said, the rule is like no
bro, he pulled out
self-promoting
the
or whatever. You can't be mentioning where they can purchase your
he
art
pulled out the
or
little
anything like
judge
that.
hammer.
Which he wasn't really doing. It's an offhanded reply to someone that was saying they'd like to like have the art in their office or whatever. Like it's such a stretch to even have that be like a violation of their rule in the first place. It is solely because the word print is there. What an unbelievably stinky loser. This guy is
No,
just like
literally, you're trying to literally remove someone from the community because of one fucking word. Like, come on, be real. Like, you know, I never really understood why perma banning unless it's like a repeat offender, but you gave no warning to the individual. You're already clearly threatening them, and then you're just like, I'm just in the mood to ruin your entire fucking life.
for free
Like,
as the moderator of a
what do you
subreddit
mean?
and he thinks he's doing the Lord's work here. He's treating himself like he's fucking Jason Bourne or something. Oh my god, it's so sad. I can literally smell this guy
Oh my
through his
god.
messaging. I already know when he typed, but I could delete your old posts as well if you'd like. I can see him doing this with his hands like some kind of fucking anime
Bro,
supervillain.
literally keyboard warrior.
Oh, he's such a worm. Hayden Clay responds saying, "Just delete the comment."
Okay, yeah. Just delete the comment, move on. Sorry I mentioned the word print. Your history has been removed. You're welcome. You're such a jackass in society. Like, how do you mod somebody like this? I'm sure this is not the first time he's done it either. That's the thing. Like the fact that he's saying this again means that he's probably done it before multiple times without any exposure until Moist Critical exposes you. You know, at this point, this isn't about breaking the rules. This is you having some sort of vendetta against me. True. My comment broke rule 9. I get that and apologize. This reaction is overstepping boundaries. Oh, see, you can't tell the royalty. You can't tell the royalty what's overstepping boundaries.
Sorry I mentioned the word print. And that was the straw that broke the camel's back. He said, "Your history has been removed. You're welcome." He laid the smackdown
Oh,
on him.
yeah.
He just poofed away all of his post
Oh,
history.
yeah.
And then he replied again saying, "At this point, this isn't about breaking the rules. This is you having some sort of vendetta against me. My comment broke rule 9.
He over here trying to use like a whole geos on everybody, you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, he's like, as Lush, I command you, you know, I command you to never have another history in your life again.
Get that and apologize. This reaction is overstepping boundaries." Which it definitely is. Worth mentioning, Hayden Clay had some posts that were extremely popular, some older posts in his history. Like, I think one of them, according to Dolan Darkest, was even in the top 250 of all time for the subreddit. So having his entire history removed actually is somewhat of a big deal to an artist who has this as a means of showcasing their talent.
Yeah.
Also, just to be clear, I think this rule somewhat makes sense to avoid like exploitation for people coming in there solely to like astroturf it for their own gain or whatever. But when it comes to like an individual artist, having this kind of eyes on their art, this visibility is very helpful to them. So I feel like it shouldn't be something that you destroy them for solely because they mention that they could be found elsewhere. Like, I feel like that's something you should want to help these artists that are very talented. But on r/art, it's run like some kind of fucking cult, I suppose. And
Yeah.
if you step out of line, well, I hope you're ready to take the big beat down that the mods will give you. They'll take you behind the back of the bar and break your kneecaps. Metaphorically speaking, of course. I don't think they even know how to throw a.
Yep. No, it's not even that. They're not even going to beat you down. They're just going to, they're going to take you out back. They're going to have the whole firing squad. The whole firing squad is going to named r/art mods, right? And they're not going to be happy with anything you've done. So they're just going to unload every single bullet into you. And literally, like, make you absolutely useless.
Punch. They'd probably break their own fucking wrist if they even tried to hit a heavy bag, I would imagine. But this shit is just so unbelievably foul. Like, he has done nothing wrong. He reached out asking, like, what's going on? What's the deal here? He even, like, apologized and said, can you just delete the comment and we can move on? And that was enough to make the Reddit mod go even more insano style. Like, Jesus Christ. Just check yourself into an institution, buddy. Oh my lord. I don't even know who the fuck you are.
Yo, it could, like, sometimes you say it couldn't even get worse, but it gets worse, right? I don't even know who the fuck you are. That's some major main character energy there. Says it from the man who's trying to be the main character. Says the power hungry mod. Exactly, mod who deleted all my posts because I asked a question. You've been reported for harassment. Have a wonderful day. You are so bitch made. You are so bitch made. Just for reference, there's an update video. We're gonna watch the updated video that says by Moist Critter that says they all resigned. So we haven't even gotten to that yet. Nice job making this sub a worse place for artists and those who enjoy it. Exactly,
That line
Strawberry.
went so hard when he thought of it. That's some major main character energy there. Oh, yeah, Hayden Clay's the one with main character energy. Certainly not the r/art mod who's gone through and deleted every single one of his posts, all because he had the gall, the audacity to talk to him in DMs. He dared try and speak to a mod. Don't you know they are holy, sacred icons of the Church of r/art?
Oh
You
God,
can't just speak to them and question their decisions. And then he replies saying, says the power hungry mod who deleted
he's
all
the
my posts
chosen one.
because I asked the question. True. You've been reported for harassment. Have a wonderful day. Nice job making this sub a worse place for artists and those who enjoy it. Yeah, the mod reported him for harassment all because he was asking a question in DMs and then just responding to having all of his shit just wiped out in the extinction event of r/art. And now he's been reported for harassment. I already know this mod. His heart was beating so fast. This was probably the most excitement he'd had since the last time he had done this. Like, I bet he was cracking open 4 Mountain Dews, like cracking his knuckles. Time to get to business. He
Yeah.
talked to me. Time to remove all of his posts. Also, that report for harassment led to Hayden Clay being banned site-wide on Reddit for 3 days. Pretty cool system.
Site wide on Reddit, bro. Bro. At least we can say that they're taking more initiative, like quicker than Twitch does. You know what I'm saying? Not live off. Update, man. Count has just been banned for 3 days site-wide for harassment as well. Love. After reviewing, we found you broke rule 1 by engaging in harassment. Reddit is a place for creating community and belonging, not for harassing and bullying people. Like, this is what I never understand. Like, how can you make a report and report somebody, but never actually like look into the report itself to see if it's a valid report? You just take it by, you just you just take it like by the silver spoon and just like, oh yeah, this is it. This is correct. If you're being, we don't get too many people who get reported for harassment. So if you're getting reported for fucking harassing somebody, it must be a big ordeal. Like Hayden Clay in this whole situation didn't even try at all to report, to harass any single individual.
They have over there at Reddit where one angry mod can make a complete fraudulent bogus report of harassment and it immediately leads to a ban for the recipient there. What should have happened is this report goes through, someone takes a look at it, they immediately recognize that this mod is unstable and should not have that position in the first place, so they strip him of his mod privileges. That's what should have happened. And
Yep.
if that did, I bet that guy's life would have felt like
Yep.
it was crumbling down around him. Because if he can't enact his power on strangers on r/art, then his life has no meaning.
Like you're literally just enabling these kind of assholes who are moderators. You literally are. If you don't even have the time of day to moderate the moderator, what is this? Is this some sort of like empire I'm part of? Like I'm part of like some sort of oh here's uh the Sun King himself, was it King Louis the 14th, with all of this, and then his royalties, right? But at least maybe King Louis the 14th moderated his his royal people around him, right? But this is what I'm saying. Like, are we living in some sort of like the sun never sets on Reddit?
But that is
What
just
the
not
fuck are
how
we
Reddit
living?
functions over there at all. I remember over the years it's been kind of revealed that a large part of Reddit is controlled by a handful of these turbo losers, where it's like this tight knit club of people that have absolutely nothing going on with their life, so their whole existence is dedicated to power tripping on Reddit and like controlling it
Yep.
like they're the puppet masters.
Yep.
And I imagine this is one of those kind of people.
It's like, okay, not even that. It's like, if you have this kind, if you want to do this kind of action, be this kind of power trip, set up your own Reddit. But what's gonna happen is that no one's gonna join it.
Because it's pretty clear that he can just report someone and immediately they're banned for it. So I have to guess that this mod is part of that group, especially when you consider that his appeal was also denied with the admins siding with the mods.
We reviewed your request, and your appeal will not be granted, and your ban will remain in place. If you have questions about Reddit's policy, we suggest reading. Oh my god, bro! It's like this is worse than talking to fucking AI, bro. I swear, ChatGPT would have fucking done a better job than this. Shit. You know what? Actually, that's a good point. Replace all moderators with AIs, and I guarantee you, they would do a better job.
Harassment theory here, believing that that was the correct course of action. He needed to be banned for 3 days, all because he decided to try and ask a question to an r/art moderator. That's a sin punishable by death on Reddit. But anyway, as a result of all of this, r/art went into like a pseudo lockdown where you couldn't submit new posts or make comments. They have since soft reopened it so you can make comments again. And of course, all the comments are probably what you're expecting, where everyone is mentioning Hayden Clay and how unfair this is,
Yep.
and basically calling for the resignation of this mod
Yep.
as if it's some kind of like.
It's bad when you have to lock down the Reddit for a little bit because you know that you fucked up. You know you were being a fucking dickhead and you were being a jackass to a single individual for no valid reason.
Like legitimate position.
Like you're
It's
guilty
not,
without
and it's also
being
never going to happen. He is
without
never
actually
going
being
to
guilty.
relinquish his mod privileges. It is literally what he lives for, I bet. And you can kind of see that because he still replies to people that reach out about this. Like even outside of Hayden Clay, there's people expressing their concern. So here's another r/art.
We ban. I'm sure Moist Critical is gonna read it. But we ban people who don't follow our rules for sure. Cool. But I'm more talking about the way the mod spoke to the person. Or they just asked a question. They got their history wiped. Not sure what you mean. Oh yes, play the I don't know what you mean card. I have no clue what you're saying to me. I have no recollection, even though pretty much everybody else does. If you look at the link I provided you, you can see the conversation they showed between themselves and the mod, or they refused to follow our rules and were removed. Okay, but like I said, the history was wiped for asking a question. Is that what you do here? I'm not clicking on your link. It's a Twitter link. I'm not sure how this can be a productive conversation if we aren't looking at the same kind of information. And you know what? You have been muted by this subreddit. Yup.
Mod classic. We ban people who don't follow our rules, for sure. Cool, cool, but I'm more talking about the way the mod spoke to the person. They just asked a question and they got their history wiped. Not sure what you mean. If you look at the link I provided, you can see the conversation they showed between themselves and the mod. Or they refused to follow our rules and were removed. Okay, but like I said, their history was wiped for asking a question. Is that what you do here? I'm not clicking on your link. It's a Twitter link. I'm not sure how this can be a productive conversation if we aren't looking at the same information. And then they got muted. Pretty
Okay.
cool. I'm not clicking on any of your links that maybe go against what I'm trying to express here. You're out of line,
Literally.
Buster. Get muted. Goodbye with you. You're not welcome on r/art anymore for asking us questions and trying to bring up concerns. We don't do that around here. So that's kind of the state of r/art mod team. And I think it's important that you know that this isn't an isolated incident. A few years back, something kind of similar happened where one of the mods went on a bit of a wacky power trip where
Yup.
they had removed a post from an artist claiming that it was AI art. That art
I wonder how often this happens on like a lot of Reddit communities. On a lot of communities in general that require moderators to be there. I wonder how often this happens. I mean, like, literally. I'm the artist of painting a muse in Warzone. I'm here for complaining about the unfair ban. I can give you guys the process of the PSD file of that painting. I'm not using any AI supported and that punishment is not right. Sorry for my bad English and thank you for your time. Here's my portfolio. Take a look. I don't believe you. Crazy. 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 I don't believe you. Even if you did paint it yourself, it's obviously an AI promoted design that it doesn't matter. How does that that doesn't even make sense. What do you mean that even oh yeah, if even if I created the product was not created by me. This is what Call of Duty should do. Black Ops 7 needs to have this kind of take. Even if even if it was AI created, we did create it ourselves using AI. Okay, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if that works. If you really are a serious artist, then you need to find a different style because wow, that's crazy. Wow, you're gonna tell a artist how to do art. That is the craziest thing ever. Because no one is going to believe when you say it's not AI, and B, the AI can do better in seconds. That make in seconds what might take you hours. Sorry, it's the world. It's the way of the world. You have been temporarily muted from r/art. You will not be able to message the moderators or r/art for 20 days. Oh, bro, you no. This is beyond power tripping. This is just jackasses at this point. This is just literally just bitch made people. I'm sorry. Like there's no words you could ever describe that is defensible by even this kind of language in general. This is not even professional. This is literally just saying that look, your AI, your art looks AI, must be AI. It's like well, okay, so the duck, right? The duck. If it quacks like a duck, walks like a duck, it's a duck, but it's a goose, right? If the barn in the middle of the field looks like a barn, shaped like a barn, it must be a barn, but it's a cardboard cutout. I'm just saying, like, well, we're dealing with some Looney Tunes ass logic, bro. Because no one is going to believe when you say it's not AI. It's like okay, like what are we? This is not how. This is why we have a court system and how like we have a jury because if we went along with the judge saying everything, the judge would just be able to do everything he wants to do. This is why we have juries in court. And then two, the AI can do better. Okay, so that's now look. Why do we even have an r/art Reddit then? Like, if everybody's art can just be created by AI at this point, which is arguably, like, some people would say it's true, right? You can literally just create other people's stuff using AI, right? If you give it a advanced enough script and stuff like that. This, I'm telling you, this is some Black Ops 7's logic. Even if you could make your asset by hand, the AI can make your asset in one day, but you would take 1 week. Okay,
Artist reached out
let's
to
just
prove that it
let's
wasn't to
continue.
try and get their post reinstated. I'm the artist of a painting, A Muse in Warzone. I'm here for complaining about the unfair ban, but I can give you guys the process or the PSD file of that painting. I'm not using any AI support, and that punishment is not right. Sorry for my bad English, and thank you for your time. Here's my portfolio. Take a look. The r/art mod replies, I don't believe you. Even if you did paint it yourself, it's so obviously an AI prompted design that it doesn't matter. If you really are a serious artist, then you need to find a different style because A, no one is going to believe when you say it's not AI, and B, the AI can do better in seconds what might take you hours. Sorry, it's the way of the world. You've been temporarily muted from r/art. Yes, very classy r/art mod. I can hear your pinky was up when you wrote that reply there. So he struck the post down believing it was AI art. When reached out to and challenged with proof that it wasn't AI, he instead goes, okay, so even if you did paint it, and even if you are a serious artist, I still don't like it. Also, AI can do what you did much better in a matter of minutes, what might take you hours. Sorry, bub, that's the way of the world. Also, you're muted. This happened a couple years ago, and when it happened, this was also a pretty big deal to the r/art
Oh my
community,
god.
but nothing happened. This mod, as far as I know, is still currently a moderator on the subreddit. Who's to say it's not the same mod that just had this meltdown with Hayden Clay? I think there's a very real possibility, especially judging by the cringe way that they communicate with other people. So I think it's very possible it's the same culprit. Regardless, though, it is so pathetic. Whoever is responsible for this shit here, it is unbelievable.
It's like it's beyond pathetic. It's like you don't even have any actual standards for yourself. You have zero standards for yourself as a moderator. You can't even professionally, like, talk to somebody. You can't even try to even see, are they telling the truth. Like, you're just blindly saying, oh yeah, this false because I believe it's false. It's like, holy crap. Like, have you even had a real job in society? Is this on Have you even done anything that requires you to do anything sort of professional moderation, any sort of actual checks and balances? Clearly fucking not. I'm not gonna lie, clearly it's just fucking not. So let's look at the update video, right?
I was an
Right.
extra in the Hunger Games.
As we see here, they all resign. This is from Penguin Zero, both of them. Most critical. Shout out to most critical.
We recently experienced a government shutdown, and now, with the 1-2 punch here, the two-piece combo,
Oh
we
my
are
god, don't
experiencing
remind me.
something even more devastating. The r/art shutdown. Lord help us all. The mods decided to sail off into the sunset, and it looks like that subreddit is now just in shambles. With no tyrants to moderate it anymore, there is nothing left. And they couldn't even just leave without making it cringe. They made a post about it. I'll go ahead and show
Oh
you that real
no.
quick. But in a nutshell, if you haven't followed the story,
Oh no, not on, bro. There's no way you leave. No way you. Oh man, bro. There's no way that you do that and you still have a fucking shitty ass response.
at all, there was a mod on r/art who took down a post from an artist named Hayden Clay because he had mentioned the word print when replying to a
We're gonna skip a little bit forward because we do know the lore. We do know the lore a little bit.
on the entire subreddit, which is a pretty big blow. Hayden then responded to that again, just saying, like, this is ridiculous, seems like you have a vendetta, and he said mods because this is just completely unfair and it's ridiculous.
Someone needs to give Moist Critical a code Gias, bro. Someone needs to give him a Gias, bro. Like, no cap.
It's unhinged to be behaving that way. And now, in response to everyone calling it out, this is what they did. I know. Apparently, the r/art mod.
We out. You win. We all resign. Oh, look at that, Adobe. Hurry, save for first 3 months and unlock the full power of creative AI. And 1128.
Are throwing in the towel. They made this dramatic post. We out. You win. We all resign. This is them signing off, I suppose, after so many people called out what they did as being just fucking ridiculous.
Negative 6.7K.
They can't even just leave without making it cringy. It's impressive. They still had to do some kind of little song and dance on their way out. I know, they think this shit went so hard. It's so tough. Just
The empire fucking crumbled. Who would have ever believed that that every empire would not have crumbled? The empire crumbled. The sun did set. It did. There is no r/art empire to exist. Thankfully. And for Hayden Clay, and for any other serious artists, I don't know where else you go on Reddit. I don't know if Reddit has like other art Reddits, because I'm not big on this. But I'm sure that you can definitely find other platforms to promote your art, and I'm sure because of this kind of exposure, you will get the justice you needed, and you will get the support that you want. Because based upon the previous art of the two cones, I think those are pretty fire art, and I'm sure a lot of other artists and 3D designers are very well much talented. So I'm sure that they will find a way in life, because as I like to say, everything tends to try to work out. Hopefully.
fucking dorks. Just complete dorks.
Oh
Power
yeah.
tripping dweebs. So everyone was making fun of them shooting spitballs, myself included. How can you not make fun of a vermin this embarrassing? And then this afternoon they made this post. So I guess they're resigning, which is cute because it's not like a real position. It's not
Oh,
like
you can't even see it, man. Look at that. Look at that. We out. Oh yeah, we out, boys.
give me your badge and your gun. This is literally just logging out. That's it. This is one of the bigger subs too. They'll be replaced quickly. They're probably just gonna make alt accounts. They're not gonna be replaced. One thing that I have learned
True.
about Reddit is that there is this upper echelon of like closed door handshake mods that all moderate like 90% of this fucking platform. And this is such a big subreddit. There's no doubt in my mind they're just gonna have them make another account to be a mod or some shit pretending.
Oh yeah, on God.
There's no way.
On
They're
everything. On
not
goodness.
going anywhere. That ego response by the mod. I mean, it's crazy ego just from being a fucking unpaid moderator of a subreddit. Also, very possible they paid for the position to begin with. I don't know about that. I don't know how that works. If you pay to be
I
a
don't
mod on Reddit,
I don't know how you become a mod on Subway in general. If you have to yeah, I don't know. I feel like you have to kind of pay your way into it. Like, how does that even work? Do you get paid to be a moderator? Like, how much is the pay to be a moderator? Hopefully, it's more than minimum wage. Because if it's minimum wage, there's no way you're taking a minimum wage job to be on the internet to sit here and fucking do this kind of like, you know, pathetic ass shit for fucking I don't know how many years on years or years. Come on, grow up. And if you're gonna do a minimum wage job, like go do an actual minimum wage job. I'm not gonna lie. It's something that has like more value. Not you being a cringe bag on Reddit. I'm like what?
that
Just
should
saying.
be a jailable offense.
Just saying.
It would be so interesting if someone infiltrated the inner circle of Reddit mods. I think it'd be interesting, yeah. That I think that actually would be a fascinating story.
That would be interesting.
Because maybe some of them do get paid for it. It's possible. I doubt it, but it is possible. It's just so lame. They couldn't even just recognize that the problem was their behavior. there's just no level of like self-awareness, it seems. Like if you're gonna resign, which again is just such a loser way of putting it, you are a fucking unpaid janitor on a Reddit subreddit.
Oh god.
Like, come on.
Oh
It's not
goodness.
that big of a position here where, there's gonna be some kind of like ceremonious ordeal around it. But if you were going to like relinquish that position, maybe having some reflection like, here's why I understand.
Look, there's no reflection to be had. You think the kings and queens of royalty sat there and apologized to the fucking people? No, they went down. They went down in the burning castle. Literally, they went down in the burning castle. This is not as honorable as going down with the ship as a captain. No, as a captain, you're like, I gotta go down with the ship. Like, even if the captain may on the ship apologize to their people and say, this is it, and I'm sorry that this is how it's gonna go. Y'all can leave, but as a captain, I have to go down in the ship, right? That's more honorable than a lot of kings and queens or royalty that sister and just like says, I believe that we still did not fuck up, but we're gonna go down all together in the burning castle. Or what they do is they try to escape into their farmlands and never try to start a whole new life, acting like they weren't just the bitch ass fucking royalty they were, right? Like they try to act like they're gonna start a whole new life over. And most critical is 100% correct. You're literally are gonna be a person who's gonna like you're literally gonna be a person who are just gonna leave. Don't even apologize. Don't even try to, not even trying to go down with the castle, I guess. I mean, well, no, I guess you did go down with the castle, but not even trying to like acknowledge any of your faults. You're just like, I'm that prideful of what I did that I was never wrong, right? And we're not living in like, and remember, we're not living in like an old time society where it's like, very like specialized kind of group of people. No, this is public. This is probably all kinds of people from all over the world. So it's not like, oh, this is just an American like proposition or like opinion. This is international international opinions about you being a complete power tripping, power hungry individual for something that's really not as significant as you think. Just
Where you
saying.
guys were coming from. I apologize for being such an insufferable douchebag asshole to this artist. Maybe something like that would have been in good taste, but instead they just hit you with the "we out, you win, we all resign."
You win is so
It's just so.
You win is so yeah, bro. You win is so cringy, bro. Like you win is literally the most like European castle design thing ever, bro. Like oh yeah, the poor common folk has finally won. Is this what you've been wanting? We'll give it to you. It's like no, this is not what we asked for, and this is not what we wanted. We wanted you to fucking do better in life and stop harassing people that you don't agree with, right?
Oh,
Bring back
skin crawlingly
Strawberry.
annoying.
Bring back
But I guess
Hayden.
this is a very strong brotherhood because it
Strong Bear.
was one
I said
moderator who
Strawberry,
went
my bad.
rogue. Well, potentially two because of the story I covered 3 years ago where a guy fucking melted down because he thought one of the artists submitted AI art when he was proven wrong. He said, well, your art isn't what I like anyway and AI can do it better. Get out of here, Buster. Plus, you're muted. That could have been two different people, but at most, that's two people on this mod team. That's not the entire mod team. But because of these two, the entire team decided to disband together in solidarity. So it seems like they kind of rally behind that behavior. At least that's the perspective I get. The like
No, because you could easily just probably push those if it was two separate people out of the modding community. You could push the one person if it was him both times out of the modding community. But when you decide to go out as a group, that means that you all together feel that this is a group, like some sort of like coalition of ideology. That's how anybody's gonna see it. Like if the entire like U.S. government, right? Like if the entire like re- Republican side decided to like just push out one individual, okay, right? We understand. But if all of them decide to collectively leave together, and it doesn't even have to be Republican. It can be any party, right? Any political party or any party in general of any like any group of power, right? Decide that they all together should resign. That means all of you together are just that much like-minded that you don't see the issues.
Impression this leaves me with is that these mods felt like they did absolutely nothing wrong and people were just being ridiculous.
I just used the Republican Party, by the way, just as like example, not because it's in any form of truth. That just
With pitchforks calling for their scalp. So instead, they're just going to be the bigger people and just leave. That's it. But they don't think they did anything that warrants any kind of, outrage. That's the impression I get. I think it's so weird how the entire mod team now leaves because of the behavior of one, potentially two of them. That to me shows that they kind of huff their own farts and enable themselves. Like they wind each other up and think that they're constantly correct. It's just, I don't know, very.
like I said, we're not dealing with captain goes down with the ship, the sinking ship. We're dealing with royalty family and the kings and queens. Okay, that's who we're dealing with. the entire, the entire like that entire kind of people are like-minded. Like if you ever notice, a lot of kings and queens and the royalties that are below them, they're royals because why? Because they think and are very much in agreement with the kings and queens. That's why, right? The supporters of them. Why does the common folk never really get any sort of like power unless they start supporting them? Because it's exactly that. Most common folk, peasants, whatever you want to say, in kings and queens and in these kind of empire settings, are not complete agreement with the higher ups. That's pretty much how it goes, right? So if you're gonna leave, right? If you know the royal family sees the king and queen leave, the royal family has no position to take over because they're almost equally as hated by the people below them. So they might as well leave also. And they also acknowledge that they also are in that position because they think just like them. And it wouldn't be wrong for the common people to say, oh yeah, well, I think the royal family are in the same cahoots as the kings and queens are. They're like very like-minded people, right? Because they probably are. So the whole group has to go because they all think the same. They're all just complete dickheads. And that's not to say every king and queen is a dickhead, or every royal family's a dickhead, or every every common people is not in agreement with the people above them. That's not what I'm getting at. But it is a very reoccurring event that this kind of like setup happens. And these Reddit moderators, they're probably going to make new alt accounts and they'll probably just move on and they'll try to make a new r/art and it's going to be replaced. Really. But that's it. That's pretty much it for all of these, dickheads. So I'll see y'all in the next morning. Dale, love y'all.